Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Peeplings, hope you're all having a nice day. Today has been taking loads of energy, and we've come out to dinner at the fabulous West Bar. Oh, I think we know what we want. The ribeye with chips, please. The ribeye. Ribeye. It's the entrecôte.
En triángulo.
Sí.
Poco hecho, punto.
Medio.
Los
Y
dos.
dos.
¿Con patata o verdura?
Con patata, no verdura. Oh, yeah. That's a crime. Right, so here we are in West Bar. And after this video, then there'll be a bit on the end to show you what we've been doing. I'm feeling a lot more human now. So let's talk about Harry and stuff. Yes, I have seen that apparently he's surfing in California. I call bullshit. No, he is not surfing in California. Firstly, why has he got way more hair than he has? What, is he wearing a wig? A waterproof wig? No, I'm sorry. I remember a story a couple of years ago when he was beginning to get bored of living in California with Meghan, of Meghan's puff people putting out pieces saying Harry's going to have surfing lessons at this special place with a fake wave, an artificial man-made wave. I distinctly remember that, so I think this is old footage. I bet she's got a whole library of archive footage of Harry to pretend Harry is with her. Then the next thing that I see is that apparently, oh thank you, he has bought or they have bought a property in Portugal, south of Lisbon, otherwise known as the Algarve. Wasn't a small child kidnapped from there or disappeared from there, Madeleine McCann, years ago? I don't know. Well, I've got my own experiences of Praia de Luz. As you all know, we lived in Praia de Luz years before Madeleine was taken, and I've explained the horrors of it. If anybody would like me to elaborate, I'll do a whole separate video on that. Just let me know in the comments. But I think most of you know that the police, the GNR in Portugal, tried to snatch our daughter. And there was a car full of what looked to me like, well, I don't know what they were, in a black Peugeot with a red pinstripe on another campsite, tried to snatch our daughter. So that was years ago. So I'm not dissing Portugal, I'm not dissing the Algarve, and I'm sure it's all changed now. But it's got a reputation, and when they can go on about security, well, Portugal is a bit close, isn't it? We don't really need Portugal, do we? How are you feeling, Graham?
Well, it's a bit like living next door to Scarface, isn't it? And going, fuck you, fuck you.
How do you feel about having the Duke of Sussex and the Duchess of Sussex and their two children as virtual neighbours?
Well, maybe it'll give them an excuse to lose the children that don't exist.
I'm not sure I'm going to put that on my channel.
Oh my God, Harry, the children have gone, they've disappeared.
That was a scurrilous thing to say. He's only joking. Quite impressed with this restaurant. It's got the same plates I just bought from...
Of course I'm only joking. I wasn't being serious for a minute. I just don't, Gathia, I just don't believe they have any children. And if they have to prove it to me. Unequivocally. Using evidence.
Maybe they'll get a note, and this is, I'm going to say this before, this is a joke. Maybe they'll get a note saying, we want $1 million or you don't get the dolls back. Of course I'm joking.
Oh, you are awful.
No, I don't go along with the theory that there are children. I agree with Wally. How they came about, I don't know. Why they're in the line of succession, I don't know. So anyway, that's the gossip. I mean, basically, Harry's missing, isn't he? He's the Scarlet Pimpernel. They seek him. She seeks him here. She seeks him there. She seeks him almost everywhere. Harry! Oh dear, did the meal ticket escape? Well, I'm so tired, guys. I will do far more chit chat tomorrow, and in the meantime I'll show you what we've been up to today. We're both exhausted. We're going to have a steak experience. Actually, Graham and I only discovered the other night that a ribeye steak hasn't got ribs in it or eyes. We weren't quite sure what it was, and then we came here the other night with some friends and they ordered the ribeye and it was amazing. And so that is what we are having. I've already ordered, Graham, 2 medium ribeyes with chips. No vegetarians. I don't want vegetables, not tonight. Thank you very much for listening, and now you're going to hear all my boring rants of the day and what the fuck's been going on with the boat. Okay, no rain today. Hope you can hear me over the wind. Big hurricane of a wind, not ideal conditions, and Leroy Merlin have only delivered 1 piece of wood, which unfortunately on their website, I'm sure they stock other sizes, but whoever does their website doesn't stock all the products. So I had to buy a piece of wood this big, and then I will have to cut it up into little bits. See what I mean? Everything here in this town is a fight. When people say just buy a bit of wood, just get a bit of fiberglass or that, no, it doesn't work like that around here. Look at these cats. They're wild cats. I think the marina office feed them. So the plan is it won't fit in the car. Graham's taking the car back, and Graham and I are going to have to carry this, and it's really difficult in a wind, all the way round to our boat, which is about half a mile away because it's a big marina. That's the next expedition, and then we've got to cut it up in a wind, because I mean I've got no choice because of the guy with the fiberglass mat. I had a perfect window 2 weeks ago, but in Malaga, whatever the hold up was, you know, with the very, very rare precious mat and resin, I could have had the whole thing done then, but no. As the winter progresses, the weather deteriorates, and that is this town. In fact, I saw a news item this morning. Our mayor here in this town, oddly enough, he's called Franco, he's lovely, and he is begging Madrid and London to think of a deal, because if they don't get a deal for that border by the 10th of November, basically 20,000 people will probably lose their jobs, because there are going to be 14-hour queues to get in and out. It's going to be a nightmare. Fabian Picardo, Chief Minister in Gibraltar, is working very hard with the Mayor of La Linea, and the Mayor of La Linea has laid it on the line and said, you know, those 20,000 odd people, Spanish citizens who work in Gibraltar, well, they've still got to eat, they've got to feed their families, and they will basically very quickly have to go back to smuggling. And it will go back to the days of General Francisco Franco. I mean, and Fabian, I'm so proud of him, because he says all the time, guys, we're politicians, our job is to make life better for the people, not more difficult, not more expensive, and I love him. I love him. If he manages to pull this off and get this border deal through, I'm going to suggest they build a statue of Fabian at the entrance of Gibraltar, because he will deserve it. He will have earned his place like General Elliot under the Great Siege. I mean, really, I'm not sure London themselves either understand. And it's not just Spanish people this side of the border. There are thousands of Brits this side of the border. There are thousands of all nationalities. If they get it pulled off, this whole area it will become sort of spillover. It will be very successful. If it's closed, we're going back to the 1960s. In the meantime, my major concern is getting this piece of wood to the boat. So we're halfway now to the boat. I've had to stop for a rest. Poor Graham, he wanted to carry on because we've got to go all the way down there to the end of the camper vans, and then we turn left and we've got to go twice the distance of that. Leroy won't deliver to the boat. Oh no, that'd be far too complicated, wouldn't it? But I was just saying to Graham, it's not like we'll have to do this every year or so. Once it's up, that's it. It'll stay there for 100 years. We'll never have to worry about this before. And it's no good moaning about Leroy, the town being shit for supplies, and all the damage that was done to our boat by a negligent git in Gibraltar years ago. It's no good. You just got to get on with it. You got to get it fixed, get on with it. When it's done, have a vino and then have a laugh about it. That's all I can say. Right now, I would like to kill several people. Men. They are all, isn't that interesting? They're all men, lazy men who take a lot of drugs. Because there is still drugs, people do still take drugs, both sides of the border. I bloody hate cocaine, I really do. It's my least favourite of the drug addicts.
Give you an idea of the size of it.
Please don't roll.
I'm not going to roll because it'll tip up and I'll fall off.
Well, it'll probably snap, actually. Yes, that's a good way of putting it into perspective. What we're having to do here, Leroy Merlin, won't deliver to the boat. Oh my God.
It's really, really windy.
And what I want to know... How you doing, buddy?
It's quite exhausting actually, but exercise will do me good, no doubt.
We're 2/3 of the way there now.
We are. We're by the bar, look, the bar's just
Well,
there.
then we've got to do the pontoon.
Do you think we should stop off for a gin and tonic?
No, I don't. No, I want to get this wood up today. See,
Yeah.
look, we've walked
Hey.
all that way, which is not actually that far.
Sorry.
Thank
you.
Au revoir.
I hope you're lucky.
It's alright, if it's not bad enough, we're carrying a big fucking massive piece of wood. We get these people who come to the marina and they want to go to the Canaries, they want to catch a ride. So of all the people in the marina to ask, they're going to ask the two people carrying the piece of wood a gigantic distance.
The sail. It's like a sail in this wind, you've got to hold it flat. Otherwise,
I don't think Ben needs any more crew. I don't think he's going to thank you for that. Why didn't you just say fuck off? That'd be quicker, wouldn't it? Success, we managed to get the gigantic piece of wood back. And the plan is... Oh, good grief. Don't even ask about that, that's another story. We removed the old 1970s window, so it's not just really clean, there's nothing there. Let me have a look. Oh, it is the same thickness, I think. So I've got to cut a piece of wood. I've already matted all of this. That went on quite well. So I've gone up, and then the next bit will come from the top and go over that. But obviously I've got to cut a piece of wood to block that hole off. Oh, hello, Graham. This is a unique. Look at all the mess. Oh my goodness. But don't worry, we'll soon be straight.